And I am welcome you to the Heart of Healing service. If you are one of our live streamers, please take a moment to let us know where you're streaming from. And for those in person, please silence your cell phones. Thank you. We begin our time together tonight with a pre-service meditation. So I invite you to get still in your chair. I like to put my back against the back of the chair, my feet on the ground to ground myself. Allow yourself to simply notice your breathing and be present in this space. When your mind wanders, just notice it gently without judgment and bring your awareness back to your breath. And your mantra, if you'd like one, is, God is the love that I am. And I will bring us out of the meditation in 10 minutes. Enjoy. And so, as our meditation comes to a close, gently bring your awareness back into your surroundings, into your bodies, and as you feel ready, open your eyes.
Good evening. If you are comfortable standing, we're going to go ahead and sing our opening song. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. How about you? Are you open? You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open. Oh, you are. You are open to receive the love in you and me. And I know that we are open. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive love in you and me. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive love in you and me. Love in you and me. Love in you and me. The love in you and me. Please be seated.
Please join me in prayer. As I recognize that God is everywhere present, all-knowing and all-powerful. God is above us. God is below us. God is behind us. God is in front of us. And God is love. And I absolutely know that I am an emanation of the divine. I have all the qualities of God. And I know this for myself, and I know this for each and every one of you. Everybody, all beings everywhere. We are made of God and we are love. And that is how we represent. We represent God with love. And I speak my word for this service this evening, absolutely knowing that it is blessed. It is blessed by our beautiful musician, Reverend Sydney. It is blessed by our sound and lighting people. It is blessed by all the volunteers and the staff that come here to put this service on. It is blessed by every single person watching this right now. And I absolutely know that Reverend Sydney is channeling God's word in every sentence, every word. And she does it with love and light and laughter and harmony and music. And we are blessed by her presence. And with a grateful heart, I release my word into the law of mind. And so it is, and together we say, Amen. Now please join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. And now we're going to read our statement of being for November, and it is in your brochures. Ready? Today I gratefully embrace this grand and glorious high truth. I am that which thou art, and thou art that which I am. I dance the dance of divine creation, and every thought I think is inspired by light, love, and infinite possibility. The wholeness of spirit defines me, animates me, and sustains me as I move confidently in the direction of my deepest and most cherished dreams. I am Spirit's perfect vehicle for the good I desire, and I live in quantum field of yes. And so it is. Amen.
We're going to change up the routine a bit. You might have already guessed that when you came in and saw the keyboard on here. So just go with me. There won't be a test later. And there's no math. So, well, there's a little bit, but, and you don't have to be responsible for the material. So anyway, although I would suggest that you think about it, because that's what makes life really, really full, is the spiritual principles that we offer here. And so let's get into it. This talk is titled Loose Ends. Loose ends. And so as we look toward, and it feels like it's coming at us like it's been shot out of a cannon, by the way, as we look towards the symbolic passing of yet another year, we may be, I know, right? Ugh. We may be feeling a sense of concern that borders on high anxiety about those things which we have left undone, or which we often like to refer to as our loose ends. Now, for some of us, loose ends might mean paperwork that needs attention, like balancing your checkbook, funding your IRA, paying bills that you have procrastinated paying, or maybe you need to file taxes. Spoiler alert, you should file your taxes. So for me, the loose ends that I tend to consider are the business aspects of our church. We have holiday services coming up, and I like to have all of that stuff organized well in advance, which is weird for me because I have always been the person who had piles and piles and piles of piles and piles, and claimed that I knew where everything was and what it meant and how it was always going to impact my life. It did not work well for me. And since 2016, when I was ordained, I got 2 ordinations through another organization then. I have become more and more aware of allowing the organizing presence of God to work through me and to create let's just say, a better sense of order. And it has made such a difference. So here I am at the end of the year, and we've already organized our Christmas service. I have scripts and everything ready for some of our other services that we're doing. And in the past, it would have been one of these last-minute things. And I don't like last-minute things. As I do this more and more, I like to be comfortable. I don't like the anxiety that goes with not knowing what's going to happen. So as I said, I look at the things that need to be complete and thorough for some of the things that we do here. And I also examine where I am in regards to my own personal vision and the mission for my life. Because that, to me, is how we stay in integrity with ourselves, with spirit, in that we are really, truly examining, are we doing what we, first of all, have said that we are going to do? Are we doing and being what we have come here to do and be? And are we listening to that God spark within us that is calling us to create, to express, to be something different than the rest of the world, to give that gift that no one else can give? So, and I know that if I have something that's calling for resolution, the truth for me is that until I do resolve things like that, I'm not going to be fully present. I'm not going to be available to God. I'm not going to be available to my family or this journey on this planet. Those things are distracting. Anybody else find that you just know that you've got that stuff back there and it can call at you? A loose end feels like an equation that has an answer, except that the space for that answer is blank. You know, we know that 2 + 2 = 4. But if you you know that if you complete that equation, and we have metaphorical equations in our lives that, excuse me, if we commit to do that, it's going to take, we have to draw upon some mental, spiritual, and emotional grit or courage often to complete those equations. And I know that some loose ends wake me up at night and make me feel icky. Anybody else? Like, oh, wow, what was that? That's because my loose ends also tend to be things like forgiveness I have denied or resentments I have maintained. Now, I don't know about you, but resentments take a lot of work to maintain. They take a lot of energy, they take a lot of attention. And if you're really going to resent right, if you're really going to do it right, then you got to keep track and you got to keep feeding them. Yeah? Anybody else, or is it just me? Okay. So how do you know if you have loose ends that might be calling to you? You have a loose end if there's someone you don't want to see at the grocery store, or you go out to a movie and suddenly there they are. You have a loose end if there's someone you don't want to run into at work. You have a loose end if there's someone you don't want to sit next to at a holiday dinner. All of those things are signposts that are telling you there's some unfinished spiritual work here. There's some unfinished work. So I think that they are distracting, and loose ends have an amazing way of disturbing your peace of mind at the worst possible times. They can sneak up on you and sabotage you and enter into conversations and business dealings and personal relationships, and they're not fun. So when loose ends are lurking in the back of my mind, I know that they take my focus off doing what it is I need to do so I can succeed, so I can move forward. Now, having said all of that, there's also another aspect. There's another side to loose ends. And I found this quote from someone named John Piper, and I don't know who he is, but I'm very grateful to him for giving me this quote. We look at life from the back side of the tapestry. And most of the time, what we see are loose threads, tangled knots, and the like. But occasionally, God's light shines through the tapestry, and we get a glimpse of the larger design, the grand design, with God weaving together the darks and the lights of existence. Isn't that beautiful? That there are those times when that light comes through, and we get a glimpse of the larger design. You know, so in other words, not all loose ends are there to curse us or to sabotage us. Often they're a call to extend them in order to build a bridge. A loose end can be a spark of God, calling us to grow into a greater way, a greater experience, a greater spiritual commitment, a new understanding. Growth that isn't about size or height, but is about unfolding from the depths within that are calling us to recognize our own light, our own greatness, our own DNA that is not to be repeated ever, 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 anywhere. You and I are participants and expressions of the DNA of Spirit, the DNA of God, and it is not to be replicated. We are spiritual beings, and we have gifts that no one else has. So it's really tempting when we get so close to the tapestry that we don't see that grand design. And have you ever tried to micromanage the tapestry of your life? It's really, really challenging. After all these years, I'm starting to see how we're all threads in a tapestry. We're woven together, your life and mine, till our hearts and our bones are intertwined. The road of life may lead us far from where we all begin, but sooner or later, in the hands of time, they weave us back into the grand design. Out on life's highways, we feel alone, and every bend seems to lead us far from home. Our path divides us, and we take our chances. We pray our loved ones will understand us. Which way to go, we don't always know, so we navigate by heart. But in time, we've come to learn that every road is part of the grand design. It's something I believe, and now I find it comforts me. I've come to love the mystery of the grand design. It's with us all along, a last goodbye, a newborn song. And in the end, we all belong to the grand design. If we could rise up high and see the whole road, how far we've come and where we'll go, see how our pathway crosses the others, you know we'd know how much we need each other in this living tapestry. Each thread is someone's road, and one day from a higher place we may know the grand design. Yeah, the grand design. The grand design. Thank you. So it takes a perspective. It takes a perspective to be able to stand back and to not micromanage those loose ends, or to not feel shame about them or guilt about them, but to realize that they're part of a greater pattern. As the song says, that our threads become somebody else's road. And that's that great mystery of life. That's that great mystery that is at resonance within each of us, that if we can allow for that to happen, then our joy can be absolutely profound, because we are awake then to the surprises, those absolute surprises. So Pema Chodron is one of my favorite writers, and she has some of the wisest guidance I've seen about what matters when it comes to those so-called loose ends and what we might want to consider letting go of. So she wrote this: from an awakened perspective, trying to tie up all of the loose ends and finally get it together is death, because it involves rejecting a lot of your basic experience. There's something aggressive about that approach to life, trying to flatten out all of the rough parts and imperfections into a nice, smooth ride. Anyone ever try to do that? Anybody ever be successful at it? And she continues to write, to be fully alive, fully human, and completely awake is to be continually thrown out of the nest. To live fully is to be always in no man's land, to experience each moment as completely new and fresh. To live is to be willing to die over and over again. From the awakened point of view, that's life. Daily we die. Daily we die to that which is no longer who we are, to that which is no longer a part of that resonant vibration of that wonderful energy that is that divine, that limitless power and presence that we call God, that we call life, that we call spirit. That daily, when we can surrender to that, and it's not a giving up, it is an opening up to the greater idea, that greater grand design. And I think that there's a great discomfort about uncovering and admitting to those loose ends that we have. And there's shame. Sometimes there can be shame. And for those of us who have perfectionist leanings, no one here, of course, The unraveling of anything and displaying a loose end is like voluntarily showing off the chinks in our armors. Like, look at the rust over here. Look at the break here. And for most of us, the way we grew up, it was to keep ourselves covered and protected, right? Because we don't want to be shamed. We don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to be vulnerable. And yet, that very vulnerability is what makes life the rich journey that we all so desperately long for, we pray for, and we yearn for. And yet we want to stay safe, and we can't. Because the only safety is going to come from within us, within that God spark. So some of us, again, no one here, who have worked long and hard to make sure our armor is intact and shiny and appears to be perfect, continue to work to make sure that the armor is intact, and at least it looks really good, right? We want it to look really good. If we can't do anything else, can I just look like I know what I'm doing? And yet, the wisest woman in the world right now, Brene Brown, wrote, "Perfectionism is not self-improvement." Oh no. Perfectionism is, at its core, about trying to earn approval and acceptance. Perfectionism isn't about a full life that's fully expressive and fully embracing. It's about the performance, not the expression. When I used to be a music director at a big New Thought church in Portland, that was something that I taught the singers all the time, because they would say, "I'm not a singer, I'm not a singer." And I say, "Yes, you are. I need your body up there. Get up there, and you're going to be a singer now. Once you weren't, now you are." And they would get very self-conscious. And the thing that I would say over and over is, it's not about the performance. It's about the expression. Take your mind off of how you look and how you are doing, and come back to the fact that you are giving, you are expressing, and that's where you are guided into a full life. That's what we are looking for, a full life. It's not about that performance, it's the expression. So we live with a lot of uncertainty. Anybody notice? I think we need to remind ourselves as often as possible that we don't have control. We really don't. We don't have over someone else's feelings, someone else's choices, the weather. I heard that we were going to have a little misty rain today. Oh, surprise. We do have a choice about who we are to be and how we want to show up in our own lives and in the lives of the people around us. We have that choice. And my God, is that the most sacred, powerful, empowering choice there is? To remember and to choose to remember over and over again who we are, that we are divine beings, and that everyone around us also divine. That's the choice we have. So do we want to show up as that clear expression, that clear transparency for the divine, or do we want to go back to that rusty armor around us and hide behind it, knowing that that is not the path to a full life? That is not the way to do it. So I really want to wrap this around what we teach here. You and I have the capacity, because of this spiritual DNA and this gift of life that we are demonstrating, that we are expressing, we have the capacity to speak our word and to express as the living demonstrations of that word. We have the capacity to express as the living demonstrations, to live in and as that word, in and as the demonstration. So whatever it is that word is for you, whether it's I am a musician, I am a minister, I am a mother, a father, I am a child, I am an artist, I am whatever it is I am. Are you living fully within that? Are you living fully within that? And are you doing all that you are being inspired to do in order to be the birthplace for even more? As we enter into this Christmas season, we start to hear an awful lot about the metaphor of birth, of a new birth, a new life. And that's my favorite part of Christmas. I mean, I like the candy, I like the trees, I think that's all really nice, and I've got lights all over my house and the whole thing. However, this is about the birth of a new awareness. It is the birth of a new awareness we are preparing for. And the reason I know that it's true for all of us is because we get to choose to have a new awareness born through us, in us, as us. We get to make that choice. So This is not like a surprise pregnancy. This is the birth of a new awareness. And this is where we get to say yes to the divine actually impregnating us with a new idea. You know, we have the divine masculine, that spirit, that God, that life, whatever you choose to call it. And each of us, whether our gender says we are male or female, we are the birthplace for that. We are the ones who say yes to allowing that to come forth. So there is a dream that is calling to you. There is a dream that is calling to you. And maybe your loose ends have been getting in the way of you paying attention to that dream. Maybe the obsession that we can have on those loose ends, like I need to do this, I need to do that, if I don't complete this, if I don't complete that, that will all get done. But maybe if we began to start a practice of preparing for that birth, then by the time it comes around to that symbolic day, December 25th, and you all know that Jesus wasn't actually born on Christmas Day. It's just a very, very nice day that it worked out that way because of the Celts and so many other traditions that predate Christ by many, many years. But, you know, because you don't have baby sheep in the winter. You have baby sheep in the spring. Just saying. The lambs happen in the spring. Anyway, that's something else altogether, because we do truly look at this in terms of what does this symbolize and mean for us. The words I speak when I am sorting through those things that might appear as loose ends or unfinished business are words like clarity, order, harmony, peace, divine right action. Those are the words that I prepare for as someone to give birth to those. I become the space for those, and I become the energetic equal to those. I become the vibration so that I might recognize them and those things might recognize me and begin to demonstrate in my life. So in other words, I become the space for clarity. What do I need to birth clarity? I become the space for order. What do I need to do in order to birth more order? And by the way, we do a white stone ceremony every year here. We'll be doing one again the first Sunday in January, where you get to intuit your word for the year. My word was order, and boy, was I upset about that. I so did not want to be that person of order, and yet my life has that has been my life this year. It has been about putting my life in order and my thinking, my awareness, aligning with the divine order that is truth, that is God. So I'll call in the words harmony and live in that space of harmony. What do I need to do to call in that harmony and to be that harmony, to be peace, to be divine right action? So what words are you speaking in the midst of your experiences? Are you calling them loose ends, confusion, distraction, or trouble or problems? What are you calling them? Because whatever it is that we affirm simply with our words and our thought, because we have that capacity and that power, then we get to have more of it. Because it works as praise. And praise is that thing that brings more in for you to praise. So if you are praising your confusion by saying, I'm so confused and I'm so disorganized, congratulations, you get more. And yet if we can acknowledge, I no longer want to live in this space of disorganization, of confusion or fear, my choice now is to live in a place of order, of harmony, of peace, then there's a shift that happens. So we don't deny where we have been, but we move instead, we acknowledge, and we move instead into the place where we want to be, which is really the true revealing of that quality within us, that God quality. So we can affirm confusion and dismay at what seems to be unraveling or incomplete, or we can be willing to stand in our spiritual power and to declare that this too is good, this too is God, and I demand to see the good in it now. And that's where we start. And we don't just jump there and then jump away. We keep that up. That's from Emma Curtis Hopkins, who we call the teacher of teachers. And those are the powerful words that we use because we declare it to be God, not separate from God, but part of God. And the moment we begin to recognize that it's all God, that it's all holy, then our lives begin to have a bigger context around all of it, and we're no longer separate from the love, from the peace, from the harmony, from the order, and we live in that space. You see, if we are declaring and attending to the disorder, to the confusion, then we are absolutely not allowing for the truth of our being, which is order, which is peace, to shine through, to shine through. You and I are more than our issues. We are more than our bodies. We are more than our opinions. We are more than loose ends. We're the channels for the wisdom that ties up those loose ends and harmonizes our thinking in alignment with the greater perfection of this universe, if we but recognize it and allow it. If we but recognize and allow it. And again, Emma Curtis Hopkins wrote, "Let the God spark speak." Let the God spark speak. It has been found that when we vision steadily, what we vision steadily causes our thinking. It is high time that we set the important and all-achieving sense definitely toward that objective, calculated to build us to the best advantage. Let the God spark speak. So in other words, it's high time that we speak the word of truth about that which we desire, that we are one with it, that we are aligned with it, that we are worthy of it, that we are here for it. In other words, we declare and announce from the God spark within us the spiritual truth of all that we perceive, we conceive, in order that we may achieve, sourced from that God spark within. Now, Ernest Holmes, who founded this teaching, wrote, "The infinity," and this is my favorite, "the infinity that lies outside of us is too marvelous to contemplate. But the amazing thing is that the infinity which lies within us is but little realized." So the sky is magnificent. I know there was a double rainbow today that many people saw, and that's incredible. Yet this thing in here, in us, in each of us, in each of you, is so much more. It is so much more. Because we have pressed through on this planet, this space, and this time so that we might be that celebration of the divine. You think a rainbow is a good party? We are the party. We're the party. So let that God spark speak. So do you know and do you proclaim that everything is holy now? Not yesterday, not next week, and not after we wait, struggle, and take care of the fragments and loose ends. Announce and speak. Announce and speak from the divine wisdom, not fear or confusion. Yes, you're going to have your loose ends. And when we step back and enlarge our vision to include the awareness of life's infinite intelligence within us and around us, we can declare and demand that everything is holy now. When I was a child each week, Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, you know, and consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and pray. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, you know, we learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, yeah, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. And holy water was a rare at best. It barely wet my fingertips. Oh, now I have to hold my breath, 'cause I'm standing in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, second-rate hand-me-downs. Oh, now I'm walking with a reverent air. Why? 'Cause everything is holy now. Well, everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Sing it with me. Yo, everything is holy now. 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 Woo, everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. I know that everything is holy now. Well, everything is holy now. Do you feel it? Everything is holy now. Everyone, everything is holy now. And everything is holy now. Everything is holy. Thank you. You are holy. All of this is holy. This water is holy. All of this. The moment we declare it, the moment we demand it, we get the holy. Because it means that we are aligned now and we are at that vibration of God. So this week, this season, I invite you to look at that whole picture, that great tapestry. Turn that tapestry over. Turn away from the frayed and incomplete threads, the knots, your judgments, and behold this amazing, magnificent work in progress that you and I are. The great artistry of God is creating through us always, in all ways. Again, the end of that quote just really got me. Let God's light shine through the tapestry. Get a glimpse of the larger design with God weaving together the darks and the lights of existence. God bless you, beautiful souls. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, let me see what's next. Where did I put my program? Somebody have a program you can give me? Oh, wait, here it is. Never mind. Fooled you. Okay. So, we're going to sing our grateful giving song, and we're going to pray, and we're going to do all sorts of other stuff. But right now, let's first pray and take in all that we have been a part of tonight. So I invite everyone to just simply turn within, knowing that as we recognize the divine through life, expressing in and as and through all life, we are an essential expression of that. We are holy. We are holy, and we listen now. We listen from that God spark and allow it to speak, and we are filled with it. And I know that as we are filled with it, we declare that those whom we love are also surrounded and filled with the truth, with the peace that we would have them experience. We know for all beings everywhere, a sense of life, a sense of love, a sense of peace, compassion, belonging. And if there is someone in your life for whom you have concern, or you know they are in need of extra love, extend your thought to them. Extend your mind to them. Put your arms around them in your heart. And do the same for countries on this planet, for anywhere where anyone is experiencing something that is less than the full light, the life, the support, the source of love. We know for all beings everywhere that we are blessed. We bless this church. We bless all beings everywhere, knowing that whether they gather in a synagogue, a mosque, a temple, a cathedral, or under a bridge, that these are God's children and that we are one with them. And we know for them that wholeness is right now being revealed and expressed because everything is holy now. Everyone is holy now. Life is holy. And as we proclaim that, it is indeed so. So with gratitude, I release this word into the law of mind, knowing it is so. And together we say, Amen. Joy and peace in my heart, always I feel. Joy and peace in my mind, God within revealed. Joy and peace in my life, I am healed. Joy and peace in my heart, always I feel. Joy and peace in my mind, God within revealed. Joy and peace in my life, I am healed. And now is the time in the service when we invite you to share your gifts, your tithes, your love offerings. So I invite you to take those and to hold them in your hand and place that hand upon your heart and say with me our affirmation. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. Joy and peace in my heart, always I feel. Joy and peace in my mind, God within revealed. Joy and peace in my life, I am healed. I am healed. I am healed. I am healed. And I'm going to invite Gail up because you already got the musical inspiration in the talk. See what I did there?
Hello. Announcements for this evening. On your bulletin, you will see how to make donations to our church through our text to give number, our QR code, or through our website, nhcrs.org/give. Prayer with a practitioner is available after the service. Come up here or on Zoom. Remember, we have junior church every Sunday morning at 9:45. Wednesday night, the Heart of Healing service with Reverend Steen. Next week will be meditation at 6:50 and service at 7 p.m. The topic is In Loving Remembrance.
Ooh, I just want to jump in real quick and tell you about that. So every year I like to do a service as we come into December, the first Wednesday of December, that is an opportunity to honor the losses that we have had this past year. There might be unexperienced or unacknowledged grief or stored grief. And the idea is that we can express that, we can share, we can pay tribute to those people or those experiences that might have touched us. Perhaps you lost an animal, perhaps you lost a job, whatever that experience might be. And it's a very powerful, wonderful, sweet service to honor all of that stuff, that sadness and that grief that you still may be carrying, in the intention and the hopes that you can move into the holiday season without the extra burden of grief. when we can release the unshed tears, it's a lot easier to celebrate the birth of a new idea and of possibility. So I hope you will join me for that. Thanks for letting me interrupt. I'll probably do it again.
Oh, please, come on in. Come on down. The Christmas Giving Tree event. Please return all purchased gifts to practitioner Gail Palat on the patio this Sunday. This is the due date on Sunday, because we need to wrap the gifts and process them. The Giving Tree event is actually on December 12th, and those who would like to come, please contact me and come on down. We have a lovely party for the kids. Anyway, this Friday, December 1st at 7 p.m., Love Heals movie in the sanctuary presented by Health and Wellness Ministry, and the suggested donation is $10. This Sunday, December 3rd at 10:45 a.m., Children's Christmas Program with Visit from Santa. And this Sunday, oh, big Sunday, at December 3rd at 1 p.m. is the women's group, and the men's group are joining together for a holiday sing-along and potluck in the church, in the junior church. So the women and men together. Woo-hoo.
Wow. Is that kosher?
I don't think so. I don't know. Watch out, September. What's going to happen there 9 months later? Anyway. Saturday, oh, I shouldn't have said that on camera. Okay, Saturday, December 9th at 10 a.m. Celebration of life. Oh, for Portia?
You didn't know about Portia.
Oh, no.
She made her transition a few weeks ago.
I've known her for a year, 20, 35
Well,
years.
then
Anyway.
you'll want to come.
Oh, yes. Saturday, December 9th at 10 a.m., there's a celebration of life for Portia Lotter Moser, Reverend Eric Satie's mom. All are welcome to the service. Save these December dates. Friday, December 15th at 7 p.m., the Creative Arts Ministry presents the Secret Art of Human Flight movie. Sunday, December 24th, there will be no regular service that morning, that day. Join us at 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve for our Christmas Eve candle lighting service. Childcare will be available. And Sunday, December 31st, our regular services at 9:45 and 11:30 a.m. will be cleansing bowl services with Reverend Sidney Steen.
This is how we release and make room for the new to come in.
Oh, I love that.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be lovely. Join Dr. Mark for a trip to Machu Picchu, April 18th through the 26th, 2024. Details are on the patio. Just in time for the holidays, beginning this Sunday, we're having a 50% off sale on select items in our bookstore. Plan to stop by and shop. There's a Zoom virtual patio before and after Sunday and Wednesday services. Zoom meditation every Monday through Saturday from 7:55 to 8:15 a.m. And visit our website, NHCRS.org, for Zoom links, information, and to sign up for weekly e-blasts and monthly newsletters. Thank you.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you that book sale this week, or the sale in the bookstore, everything except for the Ernest Holmes books, which we use for classes, but all of the other books, 50% off. 50% off. That's big. Oh, come on. That's big. I think it's big, but I'm addicted to buying books. That's my loose end. Someday I'll get over that. Maybe not. Okay, let's stand and sing our closing song. With love, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible. With love, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost. Oh, with love, anything is possible. Yeah. One more time. With love, anything is possible. And so as we ease ourselves out into this beautiful night, I surround all of us here in this room with a circle of beautiful light, spiritual light protection, a spiritual magic tube, if you will, that is impenetrable, invulnerable, and invincible. A ring past not. Nothing shall touch us but the direct action of God, and that action is love. This is the truth. God knows it, I know it, and I know that I love it. That I know it, and I do love it. I know that I know it. Okay, it's time to go. So the prayer for protection, let's all say that together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God unfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a wonderful week.